Welcome to today's battle. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button and enjoy.
I am so glad you kidnapped me from Hydra base before Wolverine came after us. After Captain America, maybe Electra, Wolverine is the one all Hydra agents are trained to fight against. Well, classes were Tactics of Retreat 101, Advanced Tactics of Surrendering, and Hiding Places 301.
I'm gonna be totally honest. I forgot you were here. Alright, Guardians. Don't forget this might be dangerous. So let's put on our mean face.
Today's battle features an unaffiliated team of Winter Soldier, Iron Man, Sabretooth, Wolverine, Bob, Agent of Hydra, and Baron Zemo. And facing them today will be Guardians of the Galaxy, led by Star-Lord, featuring Drax, Captain Marvel, Venom, and Ronan the Accuser. The unaffiliated team will be featuring 1-2 punch, field dressing, exceptional healing, trip up, and mission objective. Guardians of the Galaxy will be featuring lethal protector, tactical analysis, crew of the Midland, no matter the cost, patch up, and they've bought an Infinity Gem, the Gem of Power. Today's battle will be panic grips the city as evacuation efforts continue. 4 civilians and riots spark over Extremis 3.0. Those 4 Extremis consoles interacting with them removes damage to non-dazed characters.
Welcome to today's battle. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy on the right and the unaffiliated squad on the left.
First up is Baron Zemo, and he's going to move, collect the token, and move again. Next is Captain Marvel, who will move, pick up the token, and move again.
Then we have Wolverine, who moves, picks up the civilian, and moves again to contest the token. Next, Drax the Destroyer will move, spend the power to collect a token, move again. Next up is Bob, Agent of Hydra. He's going to move, and that is all he's going to do. Then it's Ronan the Accuser. He'll do his first activation to move, and his second activation to move again. Next up, the Winter Soldier will attack Ronan the Accuser with the Assault Rifle. He has 2 successes. Still 2 successes. Ronan's not able to defend any and takes 2 damage. Also contracting the bleed condition. For his next activation, Winter Soldier will use the Assault Rifle again. This time with a total of 4 successes. Ronan will defend with a total of no successes, causing him to be dazed. Ronan will activate the Accuser, move himself small towards the Winter Soldier, and use Universal Weapon. He is successful 1 time, yes 1 time, and the Winter Soldier blocks 1, taking no damage. Next, Venom will move, and then he'll make sure he's within the range of the token, and that's pretty much where he's going to stay. Next is Iron Man. His first activation will be a move. His second activation will also be a move.
Next up is Star-Lord, holding on to the Infinity Gem of Power. He's going to move twice. Sabretooth is going to activate next. He's going to move and then move again, positioning himself within the token range. At the end of round 1, this is what everything looks like. Guardians of the Galaxy have 2 civilians. Unaffiliated have 2 civilians. Guardians of the Galaxy are holding 2 objectives uncontested. Unaffiliated is holding 1 objective uncontested, and there's an even amount for the contested objective in the bottom left. So the score is 3-4 in favor of the Guardians. Next up is Ronan, and his activation will start with Justice, aiming at Baron Zemo. So will roll his defense. Unfortunately, he rolls nothing, and Justice goes off for 5, which is enough to daze Zemo. Now, at this point, we did forget about Winter Soldier's Got Your Back, but we will remember that after Ronan finishes attacking, and he'll roll both of those as soon as we finish all of Ronan's stuff. Bob will also take a point of damage from explosions since it was a while.
Next, Ronan's going to spend 1 to pick up the civilian token.
Ronan is then going to use Strike against Bob. Bob is a little bit of dodge and major bullet with most of this, taking 2, defending 1, reducing it to 1. But because it was a while, he'll be thrown, and since the building is right behind him, he'll take another for a total of 3, dazing Bob. Next up, the Winter Soldier forgot to activate his Got Your Back in between the dazing of Baron Zemo and the dazing after Bob, so we decided to let him go ahead and resolve both of those attacks one at a time now. First roll, he's successful twice. Ronan will roll to defend. Ronan is successful 3 times, he takes no damage. Then again for the Got Your Back after Bob was dazed. This time Winter Soldier rolls, he's successful 1 time. Ronan rolls and is successful 1 time, he takes no damage. Now Winter Soldier is going to activate, his first activation being a move. Up next, the Winter Soldier is going to use Red Fury targeting Ronan. Unfortunately, he does not roll well, whiffing the entire attack. Ronan takes no damage. He is, however, pushed, as well as suffering an additional assault rifle attack. After Ronan is pushed, we'll calculate the dice for how much damage he will take. He's in his final position. We roll the extra dice for the 1 critical for a total of 2 damage. Ronan will roll his defense and successfully block all of it. So this might have been a mistake, but this is how we played it. That Zemo could use his counterattack before the daze token took place, and since my son had forgotten to do it, we went ahead and let him do it anyway. This might be wrong, and I accept that, but this is how we played it. So Ronan took 2 more damage. Next up is Star-Lord. A couple of things kind of went sideways almost with his turn, but he's using Winging It, which I know should have done at the beginning of the round, giving up the no matter the cost card for 3 Winging It tokens. He'll target Wolverine with full auto. Wolverine rolls his defense for a total of 2. Star-Lord will roll. Now at this point we use Plucky Attitude to reroll all of them because it was absolutely awful. And here we do the first Winging It token. Probably shouldn't have rerolled that skull, but came up as a skull again, so I guess no harm, no foul. Now, I had misunderstood the Winging It option, and I was under the impression that as long as you weren't rerolling the same dice, you could use 2 with 1 attack. For a total, Wolverine would take 3 damage from this attack. After this, Star-Lord will fire full auto at Wolverine again. Next round of full auto will begin. Star-Lord would use the last Winging It token to re-roll 2 of them. Wolverine will take a total of 2 damage and be affected with the slow condition. Next up, Wolverine will activate using Berserker Barrage, targeting Drax the Destroyer. Wolverine does a total of 4 damage. Drax takes 3, 1 block, and is pushed small backwards. Next, Wolverine's Berserker Barrage will go off against Drax again. Unfortunately, we'll forget to move his Wolverine to within 1 of Drax. Drax is successful a total of 3 times, where Drax takes 2 more damage. Next up, Drax the Destroyer will make a move action followed by Titan Killer attacking Wolverine. He will suffer 4 damage, so he'll get 4 extra dice. Wolverine completely whiffs, making none of his saves. With a while, Wolverine is pushed. We pushed him a little ahead of schedule, but we did get him in the right position. The damage from the push, or the throw from Drax's attack, is enough to knock him out, along with the extra damage from the attack itself, dazing Wolverine. It's also worth noting that even though the Vengeance token was on Wolverine, we didn't roll the extra dice for that. Guardians of the Galaxy will then place the civilian token Wolverine had on top of the shipping crate behind it. Next up, Iron Man will move, spend the power to grab the civilian objective, and then target Drax with the Repulsor Blast. Iron Man is successful a total of 4 times, including a wild. Drax is successful twice, then reduces it 1 further with the I Can Take It, taking a total of 1 damage. Drax is then pushed small. In a truly unique situation, Captain Marvel is going to stay put and pass her entire turn. There's no one in range, and she doesn't have any options that won't compromise her team. Next up is Sabretooth. He will use Claw Strike / aiming at Star-Lord. Sabretooth is successful a total of 3 times, where Star-Lord is successful 1 time, so he'll take 2 more damage. Thanks to the rolled wild, Star-Lord will also contract the bleed condition. Sabretooth will use Claw Strike at Star-Lord. Sabretooth is successful a staggering 6 times. Star-Lord only able to defend 1 of them, takes 5 damage and is dazed. Venom is also going to pass. At the start of round 3, the score is 5-9 in favor of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Wolverine got dazed, Star-Lord got dazed, Bob and Zemo got dazed, Ronan is bleeding, and the battle continues. Zemo will activate first, choosing to spend 2 power with the ability Charge. He'll then target Ronan with the attack action Steel Rush. Zemo will roll 5 successes, Ronan will roll 1, taking 4 and killing him. Baron will move medium, trying to escape the Accuser's revenge for being knocked out. That completes Steel Rush, activates the Accuser, and Ronan uses Kree Justice. Zemo successfully defends 1. Ronan is successful 3 times for a total of 2 damage, but also gives the stagger and stun condition. That causes Baron Zemo's turn to end. Drax the Destroyer will activate next, aiming for Sabretooth with the Blades attack. He will roll 2 attacks with 1 wild against Sabretooth's 2 defense. In retaliation from Drax's attack, Sabretooth will use Umpteenth force for a claw strike. He is successful 3 times. Drax is successful once, blocking 1 damage due to his special ability. With 1 health point left, this is enough to finish off the Destroyer. He loses his civilian token. Correction, daze him. Sabretooth cannot pick up. Next up, Sabretooth will activate, pick up the civilian token, then use Savage Predator, aiming at Star-Lord. Sabretooth is successful a total of 3 times. Star-Lord is not successful at all. Using Plucky Attitude, he re-rolls it for 1 success, taking a total of 2 damage. For his second activation, Sabretooth will try Claw Strike again, succeeding once. Star-Lord will successfully block twice, taking no damage. Next up will be Star-Lord. His first activation will be to move. Star-Lord will use full auto against Iron Man. Star-Lord is successful 4 times. Iron Man's invincible Iron Man reduces it to 3 damage. He also gets the bleed condition. Iron Man is going to fire homing rockets into Star-Lord with 2 successes. Star-Lord rolls his defense with 1 success, taking 1 damage. Iron Man then decides to fire homing rockets into Star-Lord a second time. Star-Lord uses Plucky Attitude to re-roll. 3 damage, 3 blocks. No damage taken. Next up, Captain Marvel is going to target Baron Zemo with Energy Blast. Captain Marvel is successful 2 times. Baron Zemo is able to block 1, taking 1 damage. Then using Counter Strike, Zemo is able to successfully score 2 damage to Captain Marvel. So the damage from Zemo's Counter Strike, Captain Marvel has enough to do Rocket Punch. Unfortunately, she rolls 1 success. Zemo also rolls 1 success and takes no damage. Next will be Wolverine, targeting Star-Lord with Berserker Barrage. He receives a staggering 7 successes against Star-Lord's 3 Plucky Attitude successes for a total of 4 damage, enough to knock Star-Lord completely out. That will complete Wolverine's turn. Next we'll activate Venom, and he'll use Web Snare to pull Zemo closer to himself, then attack with Symbiote Tendrils. Zemo, in reaction to this, is going to activate Master Swordsman. Venom rolls 5 successes. Zemo rolls 2 criticals. Then re-rolls his final dice from Master Swordsman. In the end, Baron Zemo is only able to block 2 dice and takes 3 damage, knocking Baron out and removing him from the Venom. Also takes the civilian token that Zemo was holding. Bob, Agent of Hydra activates and chooses to remain still. Then Winter Soldier activates, maneuvers himself within assault rifle range while staying out of range of the Web Snare ability, up for an assault rifle attack. At the beginning of round 4, the unaffiliated have scored 9 points, while the Guardians of the Galaxy have scored 13 points. The board as it stands right now. We're looking now, it is a desperate situation for the unaffiliated. Captain Marvel, choosing to try and take Bob out of the fight, moves and then uses Rocket Punch. Bob is successful twice. Captain Marvel is successful a total of 4 times, meaning that Bob will take 2 damage. Bob's turn is up now. He will shake the stagger condition with his first action and use excessive violence against Captain Marvel for a second. Bob succeeds 4 times. Captain Marvel succeeds 1 time, meaning that Captain Marvel will take 3 damage. Although it wouldn't make a difference, it looks like the non-affiliated player accidentally took one of the successes from Captain Marvel. And of course, as makes narrative sense, Bob knocks himself out. Next up will be Drax the Destroyer. He'll target Sabretooth with the Blades attack. He is successful a total of 2 times. Sabretooth is successful once, taking 1 damage and then activating Untamed Force. Sabretooth is successful a total of 2 times. Drax is successful a total of 3 times. Drax will try Blades again against Sabretooth. Sabretooth is successful 3 times. Drax is successful 3 times, no damage. Sabretooth's then going to activate. He's going to move, realizing he's not close enough to Venom to attack him. He's going to opt to move again. Next up, we will activate Venom. He is just going to maneuver himself between the light post and the corner. Next up is Winter Soldier. He's going to target Captain Marvel with an assault rifle shot. Winter Soldier rolls, getting 2 successes. Captain Marvel rolls, getting no successes, taking 2 damage and becoming dazed and dropping her civilian token. With the civilian token moved, Winter Soldier spends his next action to move and 1 power to pick up the civilian token. Now activating Wolverine, he's going to move and then use Adamantium Slash against Drax the Destroyer. He is successful 3 times, Drax is successful no times. Thanks to I Can Take It, he reduces the damage from 3 down to 2. Next will be Iron Man. He'll be using homing rockets against Drax the Destroyer. Also missed that Wolverine wouldn't have been able to hold that objective, but it won't make a difference in the long run. Because of Wild Rage, he also would have gotten a couple extra attacks from Drax, but again, it's not going to make a difference. Because then Iron Man would have just moved to hold the objective. Iron Man was successful 4 times, Drax was successful 1 time. With I Can Do It, that reduces it down to a total of 2 damage. With that, we finish up round 4 and begin round 5 with the Alliance of Unaffiliated at 13 and Guardians of the Galaxy at a very close 15. Iron Man's bleed would have kicked in during his activation and he dropped his civilian. At this point, it's mostly attempting to stop Venom from scoring a point. Next up will be Drax. Now here we made a couple of key mistakes. We did the bleed effect timing wrong and it dazed Iron Man, so he didn't get to activate this round. Drax will move and use Titan Killer against Wolverine. The thing we didn't notice is that Wolverine on his injured side can't hold objectives. He is successful with 1 attack. Wolverine was successful with 2 defenses. The Destroyer then uses the Destroyer to throw the terrain piece at Wolverine. We also measured from the terrain and not from the model throwing it. Wolverine was successful 2 times, taking 2 damage. Next up, Wolverine's going to activate Berserker Barrage. Wolverine's Berserker Barrage rolls 1 success, Drax rolls 1 success, no damage. This time Wolverine uses Adamantium Slash. He is successful 2 times. Drax is successful 1 time, reducing it to 1. Captain Marvel is going to move twice. Next up is Sabretooth, and he is going to move and then move again. Winter Soldier is going to make a move to try and tie up this objective. And with that, we will conclude the game. It is possible that if Iron Man had moved and was able to stop Drax and pick up the civilian and hold that objective, it might have been a tie for one more round. But we made that mistake, so that's how it is. Guardians of the Galaxy win. And that's all for today.